All right, what's up, YouTube? Here with a little bit of information with some of your self-defense techniques. Now we're gonna kind of compare different things here, so Josh is gonna step up. So a lot of self-defense schools, you're gonna hear him talking, not really talking, but a lot of the moves you're gonna see, there's gonna be like he's gonna throw something. Maybe I just do a finger jab. Here he throws a jab, boom, looks good. But even in slow motion, like I'm still missing his eye. So if I hit him in the forehead, I'm gonna break my finger. Now if he throws another jab, that looks good. That looks good, and I don't have to really think. So back to the other stance. This is the thing with your self-defense videos that people make. It's usually Wing Chun, Jeet Kune Do. I'm not knocking Wing Chun or Jeet Kune Do. Bruce Lee actually created Jeet Kune Do off of what he had learned, which is stemmed from Wing Chun. Love Bruce Lee, greatest martial artist of all time in my opinion. So I'm not knocking Jeet Kune Do, but it is 50 years old. So let's do what works, what we have the most footage of. You're gonna hear me say that all the time. What works is punching somebody in the face, preferably in the jaw. So again, the first that's one technique. But again, you miss, you're gonna jam your fingers up. Say I go here and he blocks. Then I try to move this, I punch, then I come here. You can do all these fancy moves, all this trapping and different things. And try to move around. It looks fancy. I actually used to train Jeet Kune Do, and when I was walking around with the Jeet Kune Do knowledge, I didn't feel that confident. I wasn't walking around super confident, like, yeah, I'm gonna get in this fight and move this hand over here and do all this stuff. So I give you a little bit. We're just gonna freestyle. This ain't planned right here. Stuff you just seen, we kind of went over a little bit. It's been a long time since I've done any Jeet Kune Do or Wing Chun because I just work on boxing. This, it's a lot more effective. Just throw it, just handling somebody. So, and actually being in that fight. But I'm gonna kind of go into the fancy stuff. My goal with this is not to knock any art. Just don't be sold on these fancy moves, this glamorous stuff. Look, it's not pretty. A fight's not pretty, it's chaotic, it's crazy. You need to learn how to have power in your hands. You need to learn how to drop somebody, get rid of the threat, and get the hell out of Dodge. So if he's gonna be the aggressor, I'm gonna use some kind of Wing Chun, Jeet Kune Do type stuff, some more modern type stuff, because I've done like a modern form of this just a few years back. All right, you ready? So that stuff looks great, but in a fight, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, what the hell just happened? Yeah. Because it is amazing, but at the same time, it's a fight. He's gonna be swinging. And if you notice, a lot of this stuff, come here, a lot of this stuff only works if we're using arms. So if we're training and we're doing, you try to hit me, I'll try to hit you. Go, real slow, about 50%, right? So this stuff works. Come here, plant your feet, come here. Don't run, plant your feet, go. Plant your feet, come here. Don't run. Slow, slow, slow. 50% speed, go. Whoop. You gotta stay in contact. He's not really trained this. We've done some boxing. But anyways, the stuff works if you're just working arms. Now where the game changed is where people stopped doing theoretical stuff. Theory is, this is how you gotta throw a punch. This is how you have to block a punch. Once he blocks, then I'm gonna take the defender down. I'm gonna take the defender down. All this is like arms. Once I throw a punch, block my punch. Now I throw a punch with some power. I'm not gonna do that again, probably didn't feel good.
No, I didn't.
All right, but if I come in with a hook or an uppercut or a hook or a straight, there's so much power there, you're not gonna block it. Block it, I mean, he's gonna feel that. And even if I miss, I'm gonna follow up more punches. If he don't strike, he's getting knocked out. He has to strike, you can't just block. But there's a lot of force coming there. You're gonna just blast through people's arms. A lot of people's gonna block here. They're not gonna be as firm as Josh is right here. When you come through, you're just gonna blast through that freaking block. If you block, you're fucked, or excuse, hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. If you block, you're screwed. Okay, so again, what we wanna do is use our head movement, use our boxing. If he gets in that same stance he was in, just for demonstration purposes, and we're going here, we'll go a little bit slower, but I'm just gonna maybe come on the inside, he throws a punch, I'm moving, and I'm just busting him in the face with a lot of power. Coming up, over, and he's kind of boxing with me, but we're turning our hips over, we're throwing everything in our punches, pivoting our feet, turning our hips, and delivering powerful shots. One shot on this guy's head, we want him to get rocked, fall, finish the threat, and get the heck out of Dodge. So anyway, the biggest thing with this whole video today is when you look at these self-defense arts, one thing that I'm noticing is they all name it different. It's got a different name. It's this or that. It's usually some acronym, some weird acronym with some freaking animal for the name of it, and that's the acronym. But if you notice, it's all this fancy daisy Wing Chun type stuff where it's like he ain't even done it, and he's probably doing it better than most of the practitioners that do it. Trained this stuff for 20-30 years. You go on YouTube, I'll do some videos, fight breakdowns of this stuff. But when these guys actually get in a real fight, they train 20-30 years, never get in a real fight. Then they actually get in a real fight, they challenge somebody, they get some video footage of it, the guys get destroyed. They spend their whole life training this stuff. You don't want to walk around and wonder if your stuff works. You want to know it works. You might have one chance. If you're empty-handed, that's what I'm working on now. No knives, no guns, no weapons. If you're empty-handed, you have to deal with somebody. This right here, the best thing you can do is just connect to the jaw. It's the fastest. So if he throws a big, get your orthodox stance, throw a big left, boom. That's quicker. Now throw another one, I could block. This is wasting time. And then he's got the left coming. You see some people say, well, I'm gonna destroy your arms, throw it. I'm gonna destroy your arms. I'm striking here. I'm gonna break these nerves down. When you hear stuff like that, it's just absolute trash. So you're not gonna break these nerves. You're not gonna hit somebody at a pressure point. I'm gonna hit you here and you're gonna go paralyzed. There is no special moves to fighting. Everybody wants to know like the woo-woo. What I call woo-woo is BS. But people fall for it and they think it's real. They think it's real stuff. They think there's certain pressure points. There's certain, the death touch. There's special moves that you can do that just look amazing. And yeah, my biggest thing is like, don't fall for that. That right there is your money punch. From here to here, that's your money punch. You're gonna get somebody right there on the jaw. They're going to sleep. You get your knuckles hardened up enough. You touch somebody on the head. You feel that? Yeah. It don't feel good, right?
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, and I'm just touching him. You get those knuckles hard. You want to hit with the two big knuckles. Once you crack somebody, you can hit them anywhere in the face. You hit them in the eye. You're busting their orbital bone. You're gonna get them out of the fight quick. If you hit them on the jaw, they're going to sleep. And we'll work on some later videos on some of the techniques, some of the moves. Your number one thing is power. You want to have a lot of power in your fist because you want to be able to end that fight. Once you connect, you want to put your hips into it, your legs into it, everything into it, Mike Tyson style.
And you don't
How do we know?
Huh? Like you don't want to overthink.
Yeah, you don't want to overthink.
And like you don't want to like.
If I give you like 15 different moves, and if you do this, you do this, and if I do that, you're gonna go here. If you try to tackle me, I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna pull your face up. And you've got like 100 moves. How can you remember that? But if I'm here and I know, I just want to punch him in the jaw, like, or come here and hook him, I just want to get rid of the threat. There's not that much to think about. You watch Mike Tyson videos, you'll see punching people in the face works. He said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face. And that's the truth. Why do we stick with this boxing, the street boxing? It's not sport boxing because it's in the street. You know, you're not going to die, hopefully. There's been a couple boxers that died, but for the most part, it's a sport. These guys live to fight another person. In the street, you don't get a second chance. You could lose your life. Let's not play with stuff that could work, might work. You know, that's theoretical stuff. We do with what we know works. We've seen Tyson, we've seen boxers, and these guys have gloves on. They got big gloves to protect their head. They got big gloves that they got to punch with, and they're still not gonna eat each other out. So if you get good power in your fist, it's a lot harder for him to block my little fist through here or around here than it is, you know, in a boxing match. So street boxing, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna bring you guys some educational stuff. That I just don't want you guys to kind of get sucked into that self-defense realm. So special thanks to Josh. Appreciate you. You'll probably see him in some future videos, and we're gonna make another one for you guys here shortly. So I hope you enjoyed it, and Stay aggressive.